हेलो एंड वेलकम बैक। लास्ट वीक पेंडुलम थ्योरी हमने डिस्कस करी थी। बहुत हद तक सिमिलर लाइंस पे मार्केट ने अपना मोमेंटम रजिस्टर किया। पेंडुलम आज थोड़ा सा अलग जरूर लगा क्योंकि 24,200 की बजाय 24,300 लेवल्स। और आज पूरे वीक की कंसोलिडेशन के बाद आप देखें फ्राइडे को जब हम ये वीडियो बना रहे हैं, तब कहीं ना कहीं बैंक निफ्टी, निफ्टी आईटी, निफ्टी ऑटो सबने एक अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस रजिस्टर किया है फ्राइडे के ट्रेडिंग सेशन में। तो एंड इट विल बी अ वेरी हैवी वीकेंड बिकॉज हम रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज, आईसीआईसीआई बैंक, एचडीएफसी बैंक, एक्सिस बैंक, कोटक बैंक, निफ्टी के कुछ हैवी वेट्स के रिजल्ट्स एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं जिनका वेटेज अराउंड 34 to 36% है। तो वो रिजल्ट्स के रिएक्शन नेक्स्ट वीक मंडे को हमको जरूर देखने को मिलेंगे। ये तो हो गई कुछ डेटा अपडेट। अब समझते हैं हुआ क्या है और क्या होने वाला है आगे। विदाउट वेस्टिंग मच ऑफ टाइम, लेट्स ब्रिंग एके इन। गुड इवनिंग।
Good evening, Rajat. How are you?
I am good, and frankly, the way markets have behaved on this Friday, I'm definitely feeling better.
Yes, yes, you're right. You're right. So, so what has happened over the week? Like I told you, last time I told you about the whole pendulum theory, and in my opinion, that the center point of the pendulum I see as 24,200 odd, 200, 250. मेरे को वो लगता है तो I am assuming that each week on week, we are going towards shifting towards that center point, whether we go up, whether we go down. Okay, now the undercurrent, because the undercurrent remains a little positive, especially with respect to the results. तो अगर आप देखें तो last week when we spoke, there was only TCS result in picture. Okay, over the week what has come is I've not really followed any big results because a lot of big results are about to come in this week. But I have not seen anything adverse in any of the results. Even TCS results, there was nothing really adverse. In fact, I pointed out that the way they are dealing with this whole AI thing and adapting to it at a very fast pace, so that is in fact a good sign that they will very soon be able to work their way around it and get back to those. The whole worry towards how it's going to impact the volumes and the revenue is going to go away slowly. So अगर आप इस वीक का चार्ट्स देखें और रादर लास्ट 2 वीक्स का चार्ट देखें, अगेन देयर वर डेज 1, 2, 3 and 4 days that market hovered around 24,200 in last 2 weeks. So clearly that becomes a kind of a point where it becomes like a border point कि अगर आप इस साइड हो तो इस साइड हो, इस साइड हो तो इस साइड हो, मतलब बेसिकली वो सिटिंग ऑन द फेंस वाली बात होती है ना कि अब इफ यू गो बियॉन्ड दैट then you are going beyond that. So what has happened is till yesterday we were sitting on the fence. Okay, this morning we have gone beyond it. I would say this has largely been good expectation from good results which are coming in over the weekend. The expectations with banks, अगर आप banks के movement देखें, अगर आप bank nifty का movement देखें, तो clearly in the last 2 days it has gone up quite drastically. From a 57,400 levels, it has touched almost 58,600. ये पिछले 2 दिन का ही मूवमेंट है बैंक निफ्टी में. Of course, this is in anticipation of great results by top banks in the coming week. We are having SBI, we are having ICICI Bank, we are having HDFC Bank, and we are having, I think, one or two more big banks are giving
Kotak, Axis.
Kotak Axis. That practically covers the entire banking industry in the country. So basically, we are having an entire banking industry result on Saturday. Okay, and what we will see on Monday is going to be a kind of a, I would say, a kind of a reaction. and how it has picked up, the way Bank Nifty has picked up, I would say that this is like a result build up. So there might be, if the results fail to deliver, there might be a slight correction in the whole banking space. Only if they fail to deliver. A lot of yeah, because see, because each time a result comes in, रचित आप भी बहुत सारे न्यूज़ अलग अलग एजेंसीज का देखते होगे. There will be one agency which says that it has met the expectation. There will be one agency which says that it has beaten the expectation. It is what you perceive.
Because
Even if
their expectations are also different in terms of figures.
correct,
It is
correct,
completely
correct.
different.
Correct. Even if, and it's also the narrative, Rachit. So even if you, like, for example, even if you follow one source, which is, let's say, for example, it is Bloomberg consensus. It takes a consensus of different broker estimates and gives you a average this thing, Bloomberg consensus. Once we take a Bloomberg consensus and the estimate is that the top line is going to be this much and the bottom line is going to be this much, so on and so forth. It's how you present it also. I read on TCS, I read an article which said that that it has exceeded expectations by 4%, and one the article said that it has not met the expectations by 11%, and the only difference is one was YOY, one was QOQ.
Right.
So which you and me can possibly make out the difference, but for the general public who do not have the expertise to analyze things, and who are not very well versed with all these financial terminologies, it gets a little confusing कि actually result अच्छा आया है कि नहीं आया है. It is when तभी तो हम बात करते हैं that when we read through the results and we realize that this is the current situation, and these are indicators of better situation in future. So yeah,
Talk,
so that
talking about expectations,
yeah.
do you have anything about Reliance Industries as well? Because we've
Yes. Reliance is expected to deliver results later this evening. As of now, when we are talking, we don't have any results, but I do have an expectation. Uh, I read somewhere that the expectation is not very good with Reliance. They are expecting a 30% fall in profits YOY, not QOQ, YOY, to 190 billion rupees. The stock has fallen 17% in 2026 compared to a total 29% upside in 2025. And as per a report, the reason for this fall is high crude costs, which is there in the last quarter, completely because of the whole Israel and America thing, Hormuz thing. The fuel cost has been typically high for the whole quarter, and that is taking the impact. The flagship this that taking the impact in the main petroleum company, Reliance Industries. Of course, Geo will remain to be the main growth driver for Reliance. That is there. It is very clearly mentioned, but overall hit is big because of the high fuel prices. That is basically the key expectation that we can expect from Reliance. Not even the stock prices, it has been fairly subdued in the last 2 days or 3 days, rather this whole week. We have seen major movement only in the banks and a wee bit IT companies.
right.
Yeah.
So in that case, what are we expecting from the week ahead? And practically, when I'm asking this question, the back of the mind, I'm even thinking that it is so difficult for you to answer because we don't have the numbers with us right now.
I don't know. I don't have a number. I don't have a number. But I feel, I don't know. I feel, or hoping to. I am hoping that the numbers will at least be good enough for these levels to sustain.
Okay.
Because we
That
have
gives us
seen
breather.
what we have seen in Bank Nifty and what we have seen in Nifty in this week.
Hmm.
Okay, what we have seen is clearly I expect good things to happen, so I buy and I wait.
Right.
Okay, now my expectation can be anything. It can be the sky, the sun, the moon.
Right.
So it is also very crucial on where do you hold your expectation. If you hold your expectation at a point where fundamentals can actually deliver as per your
Hmm.
expectation, then this 24,300 or 24,400 levels that we are seeing on Nifty, which is obviously piggybacking on Bank Nifty,
Hmm.
because so much of heavyweights are putting in results. If all these results actually sail through,
Hmm.
if they don't give out anything drastic, we expect this levels to continue. We do not expect a major crackdown in stock prices until they have until see, either we are expecting something in positive direction and something absolutely negative comes, which is a negative shock जिसको बोलते हैं. अगर
Hmm.
नेगेटिव शॉक नहीं आता है तो मार्केट सस्टेन कर जाएगा अगले वीक में.
So in that case, what are the levels that we are looking at? Any because again, as I say that it is very difficult. But having a distinct thought that is there, what are the levels? And say assumption says if they meet the expectations, then what are the levels that we're looking at? And given a chance, if they do not, or some of them do, some of this is a very
Correct, correct.
uh, difficult question to answer, but anything that is there in your mind which can guide us in the week ahead.
Okay, Rachit, I'll put it this way. I'll put it this way. A lot of movement has already happened in Bank Nifty. Okay. So there is a very, very little scope of any positive shock.
Okay.
पॉजिटिव शॉक नहीं, मतलब हम ऑलरेडी अपसाइड कर चुके हैं तो हम काफी कुछ फैक्टर इन कर चुके हैं. अभी सामने से कुछ ऐसा शॉक नहीं आएगा कि विल बी लाइक ओ नाउ वी आर स्टिल अंडर वैल्यूड, वी मस्ट गो अहेड. दैट इज अ वेरी वेरी स्मॉल पॉसिबिलिटी व्हेन इट कम्स टू बैंक्स. Okay, Reliance, I am the expectation that is created right now in the market is fairly low, because there are reports which are giving out that because of high crude prices, this results might be impacted. Okay, so
Right.
now any good thing that Reliance comes up, not with the petroleum business or maybe with something new from the geo platforms or anything, any good thing that Reliance comes up might see a sharp upside in Reliance.
Right.
Right. So basically, overall in the markets, if things fall in place, I would assume these levels to continue. It may run sideways from here and there. There is a very small scope of strong positive shock. So there is a very strong, very little chance of market going up to sharp upside and sustaining there. तो
Right.
मतलब ये आप मंडे आप समझिए अगर गैप अप भी होता है मंडे तो वी आर एट 24,335 राइट नाउ. 100 पॉइंट गैप अप भी होता है तो आई विल नॉट बी सरप्राइज्ड एंड इट माइट सेटल डाउन around
Right.
that, or maybe cool off and settle down. But I do not expect next week to be fireworks and goes to 24,800 and stays around there or something like that. That's not possible. So मुझे क्या लग रहा है कि if I was looking at a range, नीचे में 24,100, ऊपर में 500, 600. That is ideally the range market should play in covering most probabilities of where the results lie.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, and that actually makes sense. If things really don't work in the manner we are expecting, then we might see 24,100 levels support, and if it meets or goes beyond our expectations, then we might even see 24,500 or 600 levels coming on the
Right.
screen.
No,
Chaliye,
but
what?
this is again I'm talking about lower side. I'm talking about in case of a negative shock. जैसे मैं पॉजिटिव शॉक की बात कर रहा था, मैं नेगेटिव शॉक की भी बात कर रहा हूँ. नेगेटिव शॉक के भी चांसेस कम है. अगर नेगेटिव शॉक आता है, ओनली देन वी विल सी दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. सी वी आर एक होता है, वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग द कंपनी टू अर्न एक्स. ओके, इट हैज अर्न 70% ऑफ एक्स. वी आर ओके. But negative shock comes in where we are expecting X and it has earned only 10% of X, or it has gone into loss rather in the opposite direction. So, wo shock is right now with the current set of results what have come in. I do not expect that kind of shock to come.
Got it. Chaliye, though it was a very difficult weekly roundup to shoot without much of data in hand, but I believe that the way you have really made us understand is important, and probably the market, and I believe this is what it should be like. That in the control range, it should be somewhere in between 24,100 to 24,500, 600 levels. As always, it was and this time actually it was very difficult to come up with a view in such kind of market conditions, but anyhow, I think this is the best way we can play the markets right now. As always, it was fun learning and understanding the markets, and hope to catch up with you the next weekend. Have a happy weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.